Hello, everybody. Welcome. We are here with our guest today, Vafa Ahmadiyeh. He's joining us from the East Coast here in the US. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine, thank you. How are you?
Good, good. Thank you for joining us. And to give a little picture for our audience, like you're right now the head of the NRC here at USATH Handball, but you have a long history of being involved with handball and refereeing. So let's go back to your beginnings. How did you get involved with handball? Where are you originally from, and how that got you to be a referee as well?
Sure. Without revealing that how old I am, it's more than 30 years that I'm now involved in handball. So started in high school. I'm originally from Iran. I was born in Iran and started in high school. And it is interesting sometimes in life that some decisions it gets forced to you and you really don't like it at the time and then it turns up become the best thing in the life. So we had a PE teacher, a physical education teacher that came, and first time we met him came to our class. I remember it was the first year at high school, maybe 1992, 1993. And he asked, what sport do you guys play? Who plays football? Or soccer, as you say in US. So many people raised their hand. At the time, I was playing basketball because I was playing basketball in middle school. And then who said, who's playing basketball? And then table tennis. So I went through all the sports. And then he said, okay, none of you going to play that. You're all going to play handball. So, and then we were like, what is handball? We don't want to do that. And so it was lots of, but it was like proper force to us to say that, nope, you're going to play handball. And then he was the head of in our state. He was the head of handball in our state. So he just thought that, you know what, I'm going to force everyone to play handball, and I might get some handball player out of each class. So that's how I started handball. And so I started playing, and I started loving it. And then obviously after the few sessions, he gave choice to people if they don't want to play handball, they could go play other sports. But I stuck to handball. At the time, we didn't have even indoor. I don't know if you played it as well. We were playing outside on the tarmac, so it was not the safest sport to play, especially if I was playing wing. If you wanted to jump, yeah, I remember that I had to wear trousers and I had this big patch on my knees to make sure when I land on the tarmac, I don't injure myself. So that's how I started handball. Then after about 3, 4 years at the high school, I actually started refereeing our own games in the school as well.
Okay. Okay, and then you got the bug of the refereeing, like you like it, right? You started getting more and more involved with that.
I did get involved more and more with that. So going back again to that, from the youth time, especially at that time, it was so many injuries. People especially if you were playing outside on the tarmac. It was so I felt the need, if you like, even when I was much younger. And then said the same teacher says that who wants to go to it? It was a young referee program, and I joined and started getting classes and clinics, and I started refereeing, and I really liked it. I wasn't the best player as well, so maybe that was another reason. I thought that, oh, maybe I can be better at hand. Then I think around 2000, I left Iran. So I went to university in England, in the UK, and then the rest of my life I was there from 2000 till 2021. So about 20 years almost I was in the UK, and then I moved to US in 2021. So that 20 years in UK, I started playing again with a team in Manchester, in north of UK. And soon after, I started refereeing in the UK as well.
Okay, and how was your career as a referee in the UK? Because I think you did, you hit several milestones there as well, right?
I did. I did not get my EHF badge or go to Olympic. That's something that obviously everybody dream of, which was a good lesson learned for me for especially referees here. It's very interesting because UK at the time was very similar situation to US. So when I was there early 2000 or even 2007, 8, when I was very into handball, obviously the Olympic was coming 2012 to
Right.
London. So everybody getting excited about that. Everybody wanted to be involved. So very, very similar. And handball was not that big in the UK. Still compared to like Denmark and Germany and Norway, it's not that big, as you know. But the situation was very similar to the situation I am in the US right now. Very, very similar. So the reason that I did lots of games, so obviously I started going through the national, then the Olympic happened, and then after that handball grown, after 2012 grown quite a lot in UK. Lots of school event, even officially to the curriculum of the GCSE, or if you can think of high school, so they could choose handball as a sport and get degree on that. So lots of things happened, and we started having two leagues and then third league, and then the girls became two leagues. So things started expanded quite a lot. Then we started having under 19 league, under 16 league, under 12 league. So it started to go from the grassroots. So I started from the bottom in learning refereeing from so many good referees that we had at the time, EHF referees, IHF referees, and then I think being close to Europe helped a lot. Most of good experience I had in refereeing was when I was refereeing in a tournament, like let's say in France or in Sweden or Spain or Denmark or Norway. So either it was tournaments that we could apply and go, or we had lots of good referee exchange programs. So they were sending us referee, and then we were sending them. So I went to many of those referee exchange programs to do like a league games, let's say in Spain, or league games in Denmark, which was like our top league in the UK. You could not compare it to the third league in the Denmark. It's just it's completely different kettle of fish when we were doing those sort of games.
All right. And did you hold any leadership positions in England or not?
Leadership in terms of I was involved in, if you like, NRC. So we were calling it EHAR. So I got selected as same situation here was election every year there you getting elected to become part of the National Referee Committee. In the UK it's called England Handball Association Referees, so that's why it's called EHAR. So no, we don't call it NRC. So yes, about 4 or 5 years, I think, the years before pandemic, for those 5 years I was part of the referee committee in the UK, and then I was refereeing and obviously helping a lot of young referees and trying to do those referee exchange programs, and a lot of things that we are trying to do here are the things that we've done before pandemic there, to put a bit of structure and rule test and shuttle test, and having a career path that our referees can get to next level.
Okay, perfect. And how did you get involved with the USATH handball community and made the transition to be a referee here?
We have, as soon as I moved, or even months before I moved, obviously, handball is part of my life all the time. Everywhere I go, first thing I look is like, okay, what's happening in handball in that city or in that country? Many times I went to a country and I just contacted, like, for example, Copenhagen. First time I went to Denmark, I just contacted Copenhagen. I knew the team. And I said, can I come to your training? And they say, who are you? I said, well, look, I'm just nobody. I'm like a referee from UK. Can I just come and watch your trainings? And then the guy was like super, I can't remember the name, super welcoming. He said, of course, come as many days you want. So I was there 2 days just going to there. And you go see the facilities they got. It's like amazing. They got full, I think they had 4 or 5 full handball court just for one club. So, and then, so same thing. Before I wanted to come here, I started searching what's handball in USA. Is it exist? Is it not? Interestingly, as you say, handball in the USA, everybody think of Irish handball against the wall. So I had to do more research to say, no, then I realized, no, you call it team handball here. So I started, and then the leader of the refereeing in the UK, is a person called Caesar, is a very known technical delegate. He's done many Olympics and final Olympics, and he's been into handball all of his life. So he was my mentor initially when I was getting trained, and he knew Butso at the time, and
Right.
then he sent an email. So before I came here, I kind of introduced my name and sent my CV that I've done these games, I've done these tournaments, I've done these leagues. And then as soon as I came here, I think was like a week or two after, they said, "Can you do this game in Boston?" I said, "Yeah, of course, yeah, why not?"
Yeah.
So that's how I got involved.
All right. And now tell us a little bit about your journey since you joined the community here in the USA to now that you're the head of the NRC.
Sure, I've joined obviously the USA handball with no I didn't know anything about USA team handball, about the organization, about the level of handball, and it was a lot of good surprises uh, and some challenges that I saw on the days that I was refereeing. I think the main challenge is distance because
Mm-hmm.
especially for referees, you want to do a game, especially on like East Coast in New York, New Jersey area. A game in San Francisco is like 6 hours flight. I can go do a game in Europe, with the
Mm-hmm.
same amount of time investment. So that was it is an interesting challenge in this country. And then but in other hand, I see really good quality of handballs in many nationals that I went. I've been to, Adrian in Chicago and a couple of years in Spokane. So I was refereeing with a guy, Steak. Many people might remember him, had a really nice long beard, a guy from Norway. So he refereed about good 20 years as well. So we became really good match. One of the issues I didn't get actually to explain, in handball, refereeing is all about partnership. You don't know a single handball in the world, single referee handball. It's
Mm-hmm.
always a couple. You always know, I don't know, Bogdan and David. You always know the sister in France. You know couples.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know a single referee. So that was the issue for me, maybe to not get progress in UK to get my badge as it because I had a fixed referee, fixed partner referee. We refereed together for 4 years. Then he decided to go work abroad in another country. Then I had to find another partner. Then I had to find another partner. I
Mm-hmm.
think the same issue exists here in the US. So again, I was refereeing with Stake for 2 years, then I didn't have a partner. Then last year I was refereeing with different partners a bit. So that is a challenge. Adding that to the distance, the two challenges that I've seen here. The good part that you see here is lots of passion for it. I see United States as a country of sport in many areas.
Mm-hmm.
Sport is well developed. I know that well developed in things like American football, baseball, basketball, a lot more. But if you look at the Olympics, we always saw America as a country that brings lots of medals, is one of the
Mm-hmm.
top countries in many sports. So I believe that it's a country of sport. Um, my journey then I was not involved in the referee committee until months ago. I was just trying to help as a referee, but I always raised my hand, say that, look, I've done this before for
Right.
5 years. Anything I can do, I will do. And then recently, that was an election that with the new admin that they're running USA Team Handball, Mike King and others, they said they're going to put election, have people elected for referees. To be honest with you, I don't think I even thought that, okay, I'm going to go become NRC chair. I just wanted to help however I can help.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm coming to an age that, I don't think that the future of I've done the games that I needed to do. So for me, it's just I get more enjoyment if I can develop a couple of young referees. I
Mm-hmm.
can just teach them things that I know. Um, so I raised my hand to help, and then three of us got elected, myself, Anahita, who's one of our technical delegate, and she also is referees, and Brian, which I believe you interviewed
Yeah.
Brian
Brian
on the
Coughlin.
same
Yeah.
show, yes. So three of us got elected as from the referee community, and then we have two athlete representative, which is Brian Cook and Andreas. So they are from the athlete community as a representative, and then we have got Patrick from the board. So 6 of us form the NRC, and the rule says that the USA Team Handball should elect the chair. So that's how then they went through all of experience and CVs and relevance, and they elected me as chair, which I'm very honored, but obviously a lot of responsibility as well. I hope that we can make a change and we can help. Yeah.
So, in a technical note, for how long is this committee being formed?
Not long, maybe if my memory helps, about 2 months, because we just had our second 2 monthly, so between 2 to 3 months.
Okay. And how long it will last, your mandate?
4 years.
4 years. Okay, perfect. So you're gonna have the Olympic Games in the middle of that.
Yes, okay. Yes. I think every single person in the referee community in US are excited about that.
Okay, perfect. And so, what are the plans of the NRC for these next 4 years, if you can share with us?
Sure, I can. I'm writing it actually because IHF asked same question when I got elected, introduced to IHF. They were saying, okay, what are your plans? And they asked me to write it down and send them. Our main issue is recruitment, young referees, because we are very aging community. We got referees in their 40s, 50s, 60s. But we don't have many young referees. We don't have many under 18, and even in the teen age and under 20, we don't have many. So if someone would like to compete in an Olympic level and become IHF referee, we need to understand where. I'll give you examples. For example, I was on one of the IHF young referee program in a tournament in Veszprém in Hungary. Mm-hmm. And they were a referee. They were 24 years old. They were fantastic. Now they've got their EHF badge as well. And I asked them that they were really good. I said, "How long you guys are refereeing that you are so good at this age, 24?" And they said that, well, we went to same school from age of 10. We were friends together, and we started refereeing from 15. So it's 9 years, right. And we've got a mentor. So competing with someone that they've been friends for 10 years, they live on the same street, they refereed together for 10 years, and they're only 20 in their early 20s, and they're doing like games every weekend at a very, very high level. Competing with them is very, very difficult for us. Here, that we might have a game in a month, we might not have a game in a month and this and so recruitment is the main challenge, in my opinion, that how many young referees we can bring that potentially they become good referees within the next 2-3 years. Maybe not the USA. Well, I hope that we have so many IHF referees, but based on the experience, maybe the Olympic after, we have developed so many good referees and technical delegates that they can, if not the Olympic, the World Championship and other areas. That's my dream. My plan is to at least have, at the moment, we have got 2 couples that they are what we call IHF candidate. Mm-hmm. That means that they do continental games, hopefully to get their IHF badge very soon. I'm hoping that I make this 2, 4, 8, 16 within next few years. Okay. 16 is very ambitious, but even if we can have 4 or 8 couples that they can do international games, are they going to get IHF badge or not within next 3 years? That's my, if you like, dream and hope that I can achieve. But to give you a perspective, we are the whole referee community in the USA. We are not big at the moment. We are under 100. So we need to grow that massively to get 20, 30, 40 referees that then 5 or 10 of them maybe become in an international level. Compare that to Germany with, I think last time I checked, 15,000 referees. It's a challenging task.
Yeah. And so for people that would like to become a referee or are interested in exploring the possibility, how should they go about? Like, where do they go to start learning how to become a referee? How do they get assigned games and how they progress through that?
Yeah, I think we're actually going to put in my program, we are going to work with the clubs that kind of encourage clubs to introduce at least one or two young referees or talented referees, so we can work with them. So that will come in the next season, hopefully. For example, in the UK, the clubs had to had two couples. They had to. It was no that it was part of the eligibility. If you want to be on the top level, they needed to have two couples, one girls, one guys, to the referee community. So we had a lot of sources keep coming every season from different teams. So we were working with them. But we created the Instagram account. The emails are there. We are almost very identifiable by our shirt at every tournament. We're trying to encourage all the players as much as we can to just reach out to us. I personally will give them a whistle and then we'll give them a game as soon as we can. So that's the start. They don't need to do it as long as they're a member of USA Team Handball. Because when they officially start becoming referee, they need to have the membership, the background check, and those sort of stuff. We have got online courses, which I am actually working with our education director of USA Team Handball, Michi, to review them, update them. The rules gonna change in July, so we're gonna have a new course for the rule changes in July. So we'll try to reach online to people as well and send these courses to as many people that we can on social media and email, but nobody becomes referee just by learning online. They need to have experience. We have got so many tournaments. Unfortunately, we don't have many youth tournaments in USA because in Europe, there are so many mandates that youth tournaments should be whistled by youth referees. That's how they encourage and force referees to get there. We don't have that there, but we do have college nationals. We do have so many tournaments that we can, use the younger referees or newer referees to gain experience. And then maybe hopefully encouraging teams to say that, hey, maybe even within your practice, you can just, last half an hour, give whistle to someone and let them start practicing within a training handball within your own team. So that's going to be a really good start. But anybody who would like to be a referee, just send us an email or an Instagram message, and then we'll tell you hopefully when we can meet you on the next match and next tournament and give you games.
All right, perfect. Yeah, we're gonna put the Instagram account under your name when we publish this, and for everybody that wants to find more information, they can go to the USA Team Handball website and go to the refereeing section. I think that's where all the documentation and links are for the referees. Is that correct?
Absolutely correct. In the USA Team Handball website /referees is all the online courses, all the announcement, everything is going to be. We are going to be a lot more active on that web page next year to keep posting new news and everything there.
Okay, sounds good. Any last message for the community about what the NRC mission is, or your message for young referees?
Just get involved. It's exciting sport. It's been, for me, my life, because even if I look at my best friends last 20 years, probably 99.9% of them are from referee or from handball community or from refereeing community. And we have got many people, something I forgot to mention, we have got many experienced referees here. We have got, for example, Majid, who's done Olympic in Shanghai, China, done Olympic in Brazil, Rio, very experienced referee. Now he's a IHF lecturer. He's also appointed as the head of North American referee. So we have got these resources with tons of experience. We have got Angelo, who actually lives not far from me in New Jersey. He has done final of the beach handball for like 5-6 tournaments in the World Championship beach handball. He's IHF referee, EHF referee. He's done 20 years referee. Both of them will be at Iowa in the nationals and they're not going to referee. They're just there to help our referees to give them feedback to referee observations. So the last message, either beach handball or indoor handball, get involved. It's exciting. It's very, very rewarding as well. It's tough challenge because it's during the game, that sometimes there are teams want to win the game and they put pressure on the referees. We all do mistakes. We'll do learn we learn from our mistakes on every day, but on the other hand, it's very, very rewarding role, and you cannot imagine any sports without referees for the sake of the health of players, protecting the health of the players and protecting the image of the sport. It's one of the triangles of sports as always referees. Yes.
All right. Thank you so much for being with us, and I'm sure we're going to connect back in the future to talk maybe about the new rules that are coming up or how we're developing new referees.
Absolutely. We have got some exciting programs to come, and we'll share it with you. And I'd like to thank you for your time as well.
All right.
And having this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye.